everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome to the Dose of Bliss show where I have my favorite people involved to share their motivational nuggets with you. Today I have a very, very exciting guest. We have TV host Jeremy Rabe. Yay!
Hi, Lindsay!
You may have seen him on my social media because he interviewed me about my manifestation story, but now I'm going to interview him about his because there's no coincidences, as you've learned on my channel. We connect with people on like-minded frequencies, and his story is amazing. So I'm so happy to have you here today.
Thank you, Lindsay. And it's so true what you said about manifesting things and clicking, because we met on the red carpet of the Critics' Choice Awards and we instantly clicked. When you have that kind of rapport with somebody and you talk to them and you look them in the face, we had this kind of thing and I instantly knew, hey, I like this girl. We're on the same wavelength. And from then on, seriously, we may not talk for like 5 months, but as soon as we do, we pick up right where we left off. We had the same interests. We had the same visions for our lives. And I knew I connected with you, and I just adore you and what you've done with your life.
You're just so nice. And it's just proof. Like, if you guys are watching and you're wondering, where are all the good people in the world? Like, if I become successful, there's no good people there, or there's no one nice. Like, Jeremy is proof that there are true, genuine people out there, and you could be yourself, you could be a good person, and you can be successful. So I want to get into your story because you are a TV host of a morning show. That's not an easy job to get for the average person watching. Well, unless you're a manifester, unless there's something that you do. So how did you get there? Because you didn't start there.
It's a long road. I wish we had 3 hours to talk, Lindsay, because people see you on TV and they think overnight success. And that's so not the truth. There is so much work involved. Like, it always reminds me of that meme I see on social media where it shows the iceberg. Mm-hmm. And above water, you see the iceberg. And then below the water, you see how big it is underneath. And it always says like what you see and how much work it took to get there. And that's kind of how I feel my journey has been. When I was following you and you would have your vision boards, we are so similar. Like, I wouldn't make an actual vision board, but my vision board was what I called my goal list. I always set goals. Now, I may not put them on a board behind me, but I always have a list of goals. And once I check one off, I add another one to the list. So it's always there and it never runs out because I never run out of goals. Mm-hmm. So my dream since I was a little boy was to host a TV show. I did not know how I was going to get there, Lindsay. No clue. I was born in Kansas. I was raised in Dallas. I majored in musical theater in college. Where is my life going? I feel like it was like this, and I wanted it to be like this. Mm-hmm. So after a long road, I seriously had a dream on July 4th of 2009. So I went to bed and I had the dream that I had my own show on HGTV. I've always loved it. I do home repair. My side passion is home renovations, DIY. So the next morning, the dream was so real that I went, that's it. I went to the store, I bought a camera, I bought the tripod, I bought the microphones, I bought everything. And I started shooting myself doing home improvement projects. So I said, okay, Jeremy, you're going to put these like on social media, on YouTube, showing people how to do things affordably. And here's the thing, Jeremy, I'm giving myself 1 year to get on TV, 1 year. Because I heard all these celebrities always saying, well, I'm going to go move to Hollywood and I'm giving myself a year to make it. And if not, I'm moving back to Iowa. And I was like, well, we'll just see what happens. I knew I couldn't afford to move to Hollywood. It's too expensive. I don't know how people live there. So I said, I'm just going to film this. So that was July 4th. Started filming projects, and literally, I'll be honest with you, it was slightly over a year. It was a year and 1 week that a local TV producer and host called me and said, I love your stuff on social media. Would you mind coming in and doing a weekly segment on our morning show?
That's
and I went, well, Jeremy, you missed the goal by 1 week, but at least you made it. So I was so excited. So I started doing local TV with DIY home improvement crafts and how to do it affordably. Because I knew a lot of people in my area didn't have a lot of money, for the high-end things. So I said, okay, Jeremy, now you're on one market. What would it take to get on other TV stations? So I started sending my demo reel to Little Rock, St. Louis, Kansas City, Joplin, anywhere that was within driving distance of my home base, I sent it off. So in the span of about a year and a half, I was then on my local affiliate doing a weekly segment in Little Rock, Arkansas, in St. Louis, in Kansas City, and I was driving these entire places. I knew the end goal was worth all the legwork to get my name out there and to get exposure. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm talking too much. Am I talking too much, Lindsay?
No, I'm so captivated by the story. It's so
okay. Just checking. So I sent all this off, and then I was so fortunate. There's a great production company in my hometown that found me and said, you know what, let's take these weekly segments and turn them into a 30-minute show on Sunday mornings for our CW affiliate. And I went, what? So I signed with him, and for 2 years, we produced a 30-minute home design craft show that aired on our local CW affiliate here in the area. And I was like, okay, Jeremy, you've done it. You have a weekly show. It's airing on Sunday mornings. I said, but you know what I've always wanted to do? Host a morning show. I want to host a morning show with like that female host. And by the way, I believe it was in 2012. Anyway, Kelly Ripa of Live with Kelly, who's amazing. They were having a co-host search when Regis left the show. So they said, hey, if you think you got what it takes, send us a video. Well, I sent a video, and I made the semifinals to co-host with Kelly Ripa in 2012. Wow. So I was on her show, but they showed my video. Now, I didn't make it to the finals. I didn't get to co-host with her, which Kelly Ripa, by the way, you're lost, okay? You're lost. It's still my dream to co-host with Kelly Ripa. You see, it's on my goal list, Lindsay. It's still there. It's not gone. It's still there. And so I knew that once I made that semifinal round, I was like, I've always wanted to host, a morning show with that kind of banter with a female host, and we're drinking coffee, and it's all about lifestyle. So fast forward, the CW show comes to a natural end. It was mutual, and I get an offer from another local affiliate to host an afternoon hour talk show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I was like just jumping out of my shell because I was so excited to have these opportunities. Now, again, I'm glossing over all the hard work that went on in between because there is hard work involved, but I had the goals. So after being at the afternoon show for a couple of years, our station bought the local Fox affiliate, and they said, Jeremy, how would you like to host a 2-hour morning talk show on our Fox affiliate? And I went, sign me up, check it off the list. Another goal achieved. So that's kind of where I am now. And again, I still have goals. I still have dreams, but I feel like I'm living my dream from when I was that little boy in Kansas, thinking, how do I get on TV? And life took me all like this. And then because I've been goal driven my whole life, I feel that really, I would manifest it. I always say, if you can see it, you can be it. Because I will be like in the shower, washing my hair with ideas. And I'm like, I literally see myself on the screen. I see me holding a cup of coffee. I see me laughing. I see us talking about pop culture. And Lindsay, it happened. I'm telling you, it happened.
It did. You're here. You're doing it. And
I know.
How long did it take from that segment to having your morning show? How many, did it take a couple of years?
Yes, it took, okay, from when I had the first dream and started the YouTube, it was 8 years.
So it took
7 years from when I went on TV, though.
So that's what I want people to know, because yes, we're validating that what people feel in their heart comes true, but it doesn't always come true overnight. Sometimes things come true overnight, but this was a span of you working for 7 to 8 years to get to where you are today and never giving up, never stopping, driving far, putting in the legwork, and letting people know. Did you let people know where you're working, that this is where you wanted to go?
I did. I always feel too, it's very important. They always say network. I know your story, Lindsay. You are the queen of networking. You're so good at it. It's making friends along the way and letting them know your passion, because if you don't want to miss an opportunity, because you never know who you're going to meet that's going to be, oh, you know what about that guy Jeremy? Oh, what about that girl Lindsay? Because they could come to mind. So I was always networking, applying for anything and everything. I mean, part of being even a performer, when I worked for Carnival Cruise Lines for 5 years. Working as an entertainer, rejection is 99% of being an entertainer. You get told no all the time. So I was kind of used to getting told no. So I would just send things off and get told no. But once you get that one yes, that is all it takes, is that one yes, and to never give up. Lindsay, when I was driving to all these markets, these 5 markets, I put 150,000 miles on my car, and I wasn't even getting paid to do these segments. I was doing it free because I knew the end game would be worth all the legwork in the beginning.
That just goes to show, though, because some people are like, I don't want to do the drive, or they don't know that that's what you have to do no matter what time it is. Like maybe you got into YouTube a little bit early with your channel, but still you get noticed. I mean, even you reached out to me and were like, how about you come on my show? A day before I was going to reach out to you being like, is there a way we could collaborate because I want to do more things on TV? And then you could pick up on that. So people do pick up on that, and you don't know who's on the other line of the reel. Like, what if one day I sent my reel to Jeremy and he just could feel the energy? Like, you are that person where you don't know the person on the other side, where someone found you and gave you that chance. Just because you're on TV doesn't mean you're some untouchable person who didn't, there was a way that you got to where you are today. You don't know the person on the other side who might pick you.
Right, exactly. And I think it's important too to people to know, have that dream, have that goal, have that vision board, but realize that the hard work has to go into that vision board as well. And you can't pop up, something on the vision board and be like, okay, fate, I'm going to sit here and wait for it to happen. Nobody's going to call you. I remember my mom who gives great advice, was always like, Jeremy, you can't get discovered sitting on your couch in your living room. You have to make it happen. Like, no producer is going to come knocking at my front door going, hey, do you want to be on TV? You have to make things happen for yourself, but putting it out there in the universe. And I also think speaking it out loud. Now, I'm very superstitious. I don't know about you, Lindsay. Are you superstitious?
A little bit.
Okay. I personally, if I have a goal or a dream, I say it out loud to myself in a private room. I never tell any mom, dad, family. I never speak that dream to other people. I speak it to myself and your higher power, like your God, the universe. I just speak it out loud to myself because I'm superstitious. But not to say that other people don't want to tell everybody. So I feel like if I would have told a million people, I would have been saying, well, nope, I didn't get that. Nope, I didn't get that. Nope, I didn't get that. I wanted it to be private with me and the universe versus everybody knowing what I'm doing in my business, but I still felt it was important to speak it. So I would always verbalize it, even if it was to myself and to the wind, I would always say it. And I think that's very important because I think saying it out loud makes it real instead of just thinking it. Say it out loud, say it to yourself, and then believe it. You have to believe in yourself. I know it's cliche, but if you don't, nobody else will. Nobody will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
It's so true. And I like how you give the example of just, even if you're speaking it out loud in general, even if it's not to anybody, how important that is, because it's so true. One of my negative thoughts is if I tell people what I want to do, exactly what you said, like if I don't get it, I think people are watching being like, oh, she didn't get it, she's not good. And then you get in your head because you're like, did I say too much to people? Are they like judging me? And you could get into your head. So, in one extent, it is good to tell people what you want because you might be in a meeting and be like, we're looking for someone to do this. You're like, what about Lindsay? Or what about Jeremy? So you do want to tell people, but if you are getting to that point where you feel like maybe you're saying too much, it's getting in your head, you can take a step back and at least tell the universe, like people are like, oh, why aren't I manifesting? I'm like, well, if you don't pick up the phone to call someone, are they going to answer? Like, have you picked up the phone to call the universe? Like,
that's a brilliant point.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, Lindsay. Yes. You got to call the universe because if you don't call the universe, it ain't going to answer.
Exactly. Just like anybody else, like pick up the phone, like put out a message.
And by the way, too, I'm one of my goals, and I don't feel bad verbalizing this to you and your awesome viewers, is because in the grand scheme of things, this goal is not important. But in my head as a child, when you're a kid, you practice with your comb or your brush giving acceptance speeches for awards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been nominated, thank the Lord, luckily, for 7 Emmys.
Amazing.
I've not won any, but I've been nominated. Now, do I put it out in the universe? Would I like to win an Emmy? Absolutely. I would be like, it would be validation for the hard work. However, I know in the grand scheme of things, the awards ain't important because I'm living my dream. Mm-hmm. On my show the other day, Lindsay, it was very funny. We have this segment called Ask the Host. So they get to ask us questions, viewers do. And one of the questions was, if you could pick any job in the world, what would you do? And I said, what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't change a thing. I would not, I mean, I'm hosting a morning show that's 2 hours. We cook, we craft, we interview celebrities. I'm telling you, there is no other job I would rather have. So I thought that question was poignant in the fact that, like, I can't even give you a different answer to that. A lot of people in life feel stuck. And if you feel stuck and are not happy with what you're doing, you have to make the decision to change it because nobody else can make it for you. You have to do it. I know that, July 4th, 2009, that's when I made the conscious decision to change my life for what I really wanted to do. So you have to make that decision and don't let anybody talk you out of it, but you have to make that decision.
And what does it feel like now? What does it feel like to live every day with your dream, with your purpose?
It's so rewarding. It's almost kind of like living in the Twilight Zone a little bit because you dream about it for so long and you have that goal and you have the vision that when it happens, you almost kind of feel like you're walking in a fog because I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I feel I don't deserve it. I feel like I don't deserve my job. I feel maybe they're going to find out I'm not good enough and maybe they're going to fire me and realize, oh, you don't have what it takes, Jeremy. And this was all a scam and they're tricking you and they're punking you because somebody else with more experience and more talent is waiting. And I had to keep telling myself, Jeremy, if it's not you, then who? I mean, I have to give myself those daily pep talks. Daily, there's days everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a sad day. Everybody has an insecure day. And then I have the really great days. So I have to remind myself on those other days to really focus and be so appreciative of what I have and be in the moment and go, Jeremy, you are good enough. You got here because of the work and don't doubt yourself. I think self-doubt is such a huge thing when you're pursuing your dreams because you always have that little voice in the back of your head saying, you can't do it. You're not good enough. And, a million people want to do what you're doing. Why are you so special? And you have to get over that feeling and really build yourself up. And if you have like a best friend or a partner or spouse or a parent that can help you, I'm telling you, my mom is the go-to for a pick-me-up. If I'm feeling down, I'm like, Mom, please. She's like, Jeremy, you're the best ever. You know how moms are. They're the best. So
my mom's just like that too. Yeah, because I was going to say, where did you get that mindset? Because really successful people, the negative thoughts don't go away. It's just the successful people are the ones who tell the negative thoughts to shut up. Like, stop it. This is what I'm doing. I'm just going to, whatever, I'm having a bad day today, but I'm just going to do it anyways. Like, whatever.
That is so the truth. You have to talk. It's not that they ever go away. I still think, like, even Oprah, I'm sure she has those moments where she even doubts herself. And she's at what we call like the pinnacle of success. Like Tyler Perry, Oprah, all these people that we just look up to thinking they're perfect. They still have self-doubt, but the way you handle it is the way you can succeed. Is by, like you said, pushing those voices down and raising up the positive voices. I think I'm not even kidding you. Positivity is so crucial to achieving your dreams because the negative will weigh you down and drown you in bitterness and sorrow and depression. And if you seriously just switch that in your brain, instead of, let's say, we're both on social media. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are very courageous behind their keyboard. Mm-hmm. Like they can say, Lindsay, I hate your hair today. Or Jeremy, why are you wearing purple? That's ugly. Instead of your mind going to, okay, I don't like Jeremy's purple jacket, be like, well, Jeremy, I really like the black shirt. It's even that just little switch going, okay, if I wanted to say this, how can I then make it positive? I'm telling you, it'll make you feel better inside being nice to somebody. Like I even try that at the grocery store. If I'm in the grocery store, I always say, excuse me, or hey, I love talking to little old ladies at the supermarket. I just love it. They're so sweet. And I'll be like, excuse me, ma'am, can you recommend a good toothpaste? Just strike up a conversation, and showing that person kindness for even 3 seconds to 3 minutes makes all the difference in the world. And if you keep practicing that, they say a pattern, you can make a new pattern in 21 days. if you can make a conscious effort to say something positive or type something positive on social media, you can break the habit of being negative and start the positivity right then and there. In 21 days, it's almost like a new mindset. And I'm telling you, I think your life can change just by switching that to a positive outlook versus a negative one.
It's true. And my followers know what we say, we do manifest. I had a video about it saying how I manifested $1,000 in a day because I switched saying another day, another dollar to another day, another $1,000. And my followers started doing that. I actually have an episode coming up. They've been messaging me that they've been manifesting money, $1,000 or whatever money they put out there doing that. And it's because if you keep telling yourself the same thing or you're commenting something negative, whatever you're saying, you are still saying those things. Writing down is a form of learning, affirmations. If you're texting, if you're commenting, you're going to think that, you're going to grave it, and it affects your life. But if you just change the way you see things, it changes everything. And I like to bring the money example because you're like, how do you manifest $1,000 in a day? It's like what you believe you receive, what you're looking for, you will find. So if you're always thinking about manifesting money or what you want, when that opportunity comes up, you're like, I'm ready to take it. This is what I asked for. I see it. And you look for it and you're not afraid.
Absolutely. And something you just reminded me, I don't know who came up with it, but I remember listening to a radio station and somebody said, breathe, believe, and receive. And that stuck with me because if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed or in a toxic environment, take a breath, believe in yourself, and then receive those blessings because you're worthy of that. And I think a lot of times for me, even taking a compliment, I can't take a compliment. I don't want the attention on me. I want to be like, oh, no, you're great. Because it's just not in me to receive that. But receiving it helps with your confidence and helping motivate you to keep going because you can receive that and take that in and know it's coming from a good place. So if Lindsay says something to me in a complimentary way, I now can receive that compliment, internalize it, and then I can give you a same compliment and really mean it knowing we have that mutual respect as well.
Yeah, you could just, I hope everyone watching can feel Jeremy's energy because there really is something to becoming the person that he is. You can see he's this person from the inside out. There's so many things where you're like, you're at the top of your game, you're a TV host, you're mean. You're not. It shows that, and we can see that it is changing. People don't want to deal with negative people. Why would you want that? Really, the key to success is being in alignment with your purpose and your truth.
Yeah, and think about the people, like if you work, like everywhere you work, there could be that one person that you dread seeing or you know they're going to be negative to you. Think about how that makes you feel. Think about how they must feel. And I've always tried to react to negativity with positivity. Again, I keep going back to my mama. But, growing up in Dallas, traffic is crazy. So my mom would always get honked at because like she was driving too slow and people would flip her off. My mom would always smile and wave. And she goes, Jeremy, always kill them with kindness because it makes you feel better and it's going to make them feel bad for being rude. So I'm always if somebody's rude to me, I was like, I hope you have a blessed day. And I really hope things turn around for you. And I sincerely mean it because I know once they've said something rude to me, once I am kind back to them, it does something to them. It really does work.
It really does. I've been in those situations too. I mean, just think about it even to you. If you're upset and then when you're little, your mom's like really nice back to you and you're like, oh, it really takes you out of that feeling. And you realize I need to calm down. I'm taking out my anger. We only have a few minutes left. So what is your advice to your younger self, knowing everything you know now?
Oh my gosh, Lindsay, that's a great question. Why have I never thought of that for myself before? I would say to him, do not give up. Keep going and don't cry. Because growing up little, I don't want to say I was kind of bullied in elementary school. I was different from all the boys. I didn't like to play sports. I was very artistic and creative. I got called every name in the book you can imagine. I'm not going to go there, but you know what I'm talking about. Every name in the book, and I would cry. And I would think, why am I different? And I just would tell myself, Jeremy, embrace yourself. That's what I would tell myself, is to never give up and embrace who you are. Because if I would have embraced myself so many more years ago, who knows where I could have been now. But everybody's life is a journey. It's a process. It's a road. You're traveling the road. And as long as you can get to where you want to be, it's a success. Don't judge your success by mine or Lindsay's or anybody else's on that road of what we call success. Everybody's definition of success is different. And so I want to appreciate yours. I hope you appreciate mine. And then it's one big positive, you know, orb of energy, celebrating everybody's success. That's the thing. Sorry, I diverted from your question, but.
No, I think it was so beautiful. It made me want to cry. Like, you know, just, you never know what people have to overcome in their life, but it causes you to be the person that you are today. People
So true. So true, Lindsay.
Like, you say that you cried all the time, and I won't get into a tangent, but I cried all the time when I was little, and people were mean to me all the time. I thought nobody liked me, and I thought nobody noticed me, and how was I going to get to be where I wanted to be? But you look at people, you don't always know their internal struggles. It's just how you deal with it. Like, I looked at my struggles as everybody has some struggle that they have to overcome, you know, and I'm just gonna fight through it, where other people might not think that way, and you have to just. That's the difference. I'm always trying to interview people about, like, what did you do to overcome that, to be that? Like, it's not just like magically everyone's life. We could have a happy life with like no traumas potentially, but everyone has something happen that they need to overcome. Anything before we get to where everyone can find you, anything you wanted to add that you want to tell the world?
Well, I want the viewers to know I still have a passion for DIY and crafts. So if they would like to find me on social media, it's Jeremy Rabe TV on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I'm doing a massive home renovation. And I'm talking the entire house, 3 floors. I bought it in a state of disarray, hardly any siding. It's subfloor. I'm destroying it and rebuilding it because I do have a passion for home design. So they can follow my home journey, and I'm actually living in the house while I'm remodeling it, and I don't recommend it. It is chaos, Lindsay. It is torture. And by the way, you can't see, but my puppy, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
This is my puppy, Lady Gaga. She's sitting on my lap the whole time because she never likes to leave my side. So she wanted to say hi to your viewers.
Aww, so cute. And I wanted to know, by the way, he's so talented. You really do have to follow everything, because he painted the picture that's right behind him right now. It looks like it was bought in a store. He's so talented, and we need to support his dream. I want you guys to check out his show, and who knows, maybe you'll be with Kelly Ripa, maybe you'll have your own HGTV show in the near future.
It's still on the list, Lindsay. I never take things off the list. I just add to it.
Yes, so everyone go support his dream. When we support someone else's dream, it also helps us support our own. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Jeremy, so much for being on the show, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, Lindsay. Thank you so much. Love you.